Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I just got jammed by the member of the swarm. We just reacted to a video about Neuro-Sama's quote-unquote competitor that's coming through, AIRI. Maybe she's less chaotic and arrestable, but maybe she's just inferior in every way. I don't know. But I just got told about an update regarding this new competitor. And of course, Kazahana came through and is giving us the update himself. So let's find out what's going on here. Neuro-Sama fans reveal the truth. Uh-oh. Let's find out. I guess the swarm did some sleuthing to protect their precious Neuro-Sama. Like they felt, I don't know. I wouldn't say they felt threatened, but I mean, we know how they do. They when it's time to swarm, they swarm. The swarm be swarming. All right, let's see what happens here. What is the deal? What is the deal with this?
Update on this whole Neuro-Sama competition kind of thing that we've been talking about recently.
Competition.
If you guys saw my video yesterday, I said I was going to do a little bit of looking into exactly what this is, how it works, and what is going on with this new project which is going on, which could kind of compete with Neuro-Sama, apparently.
Nah, man, I don't think so. This isn't Sega versus Nintendo in '91.
I've been kind of responding to a lot of this because there seems to be a lot of posts currently glazing the hell out of it, including a lot of these ones, which obviously crypto like AI accounts. I feel like a lot of...
Okay, I was about to say, because this feels like the way this is worded, this feels like an AI account. Someone's trying to okay. This couldn't be more obvious what they're doing, dude. They're just like spamming AI accounts with this.
Very heavily pushing for AI stuff. Now, of course they are, because this is an AI, another AI project, right? But
an AI is glazing another AI to beat another
someone
AI.
Open source their own Neuro-Sama. It plays games with you, chats
Say
on
it isn't
Discord,
so.
remembers you between sessions, and runs fully locally with no API calls. Sorry, a digital being that lives on your screen, fully yours, 100% open source. Now, again, it is a pretty interesting kind of topic because many people, as I said, if you watch Neuro-Sama, lots of people are probably watching them thinking, damn, I wish I had my own one of that. But of course, Vidal has managed to make one because of his skills in coding and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And in terms of like managing to build her up to where she is today, right? And I think it is a much harder.
So annoying. When I look at her PFP, I just get annoyed for some reason.
Right? So it seems like a company out there, or not a company, but a person out there has made a version that is essentially, a more, I guess, user-friendly version and a user-accessible version. And I found it very interesting because I was going into the descriptions and how they were kind of phrased.
I just saw some arrestable-ish on the side of the screen. Why does it say that? It says, okay, I'm not even gonna read it. Never mind. Don't worry about it, guys.
And it seems like they are specifically going for Neuro-Sama, which I think is crazy, right? Now, obviously, Kenny as well responded to this by saying, just a friendly reminder that Mario Narful is a well-documented crypto bro known for committing scams and frauds. A video is below, and they put a little, YouTube video there, which again is pretty insane, right? But there's been many other accounts, of course, especially over in Japan. We've got GameSpark here saying, can we create an AI for friends to play games with? The open source AI companion, AIRI, that can play Minecraft and Factorio 2 is amazing. And obviously we covered this post yesterday of someone going through the features of it. And yeah, it can join games, it can join Discord calls, it can do essentially the same things that Neuro-Sama can, maybe on a little bit more of a limited scale. I feel like Neuro-Sama is definitely improving every single day, especially with stuff
I don't think it can handle meetings, though. Like, I just remember, the meeting it had when it was, when Neuro was trying to set up their own merch. Like, I feel like I want to know if AIRI can do that. Like, have a legitimate long-term conversation over something serious stuff. Well, I say serious, but Neuro-Sama did not take that seriously. The toilet was crazy.
The 3D debut and etc. But we actually have a little bit of a hands-on look at exactly what AIRI is. Now, this is the program. This is the website that it runs on. If you want to try it, it says you can. Now, this runs through locally, I'm pretty sure, on your computer, and essentially it is, literally run on a website. Now, again, I don't know if there's any way you can kind of, make this a program on your computer instead, rather than it running on this web page. But I do think it's going to be very interesting to do a little bit more looking at it further. But essentially what they do is at the very start, obviously I don't know if I can show you right now because I clicked off it, but they essentially show you a kind of list of different AI models and stuff that you can use. And even here, you can go to settings, you can choose different models.
They made sure they put
they used the old Neuro-Sama model, the one that was the default.
They think they're so slick, bro. Do you really think they had to put that model in there? Do you really think they had to do that? They didn't have to do that. They think they're so slick, bro. They put that in there specifically to snatch some swarm members' interests. Yo, come on, bro. Like, who you fooling here, dude?
On VTube Studio,
What
obviously
the
she
heck?
didn't own it. It was just a,
Yeah, I know she didn't own it.
Yeah, the VTube Studio.
You know it's free. That's why it's so funny. Like, you think you're so slick. Honestly, if I was on the marketing team, I would tell them not to do this. Genuinely.
Your default one, you can actually, I'm pretty sure, put your own models and stuff in there, which I think is pretty interesting, right? And obviously, it seems like there is a lot of customization whenever it comes to this, which I found very, very interesting. But again, it seems like
actually
they're
did his
very
own
much so going for the whole Neurosama vibe thing here. And well, at the very start, whenever you load up this website, they actually ask you what model you want to use. Like you can use, Google Gemini, you can use ChatGPT, you can use a ton of different kind of popular AI chat tools to essentially run this off. Now, obviously,
okay, hold on a second. So here's the thing. I've recently was doing research using I think it was ChatGPT and then like the Google AI thing. And it was helpful, but I had to constantly check it because it was giving me incorrect information constantly. And that's just like a small example of why I think this might be an issue. Because I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know. I feel like if you really want to take this to the next level, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to not use these open AI sources, right? They're just not as good. But in order to do that, you're gonna have to spend years developing your own. I just don't think the average person has time for that.
Or the know-how. It obviously says you cannot use it because it hasn't found a core system. But they essentially ask you to put in some kind of ID from the Gemini, from Gemini or from ChatGPT or whatever, so that they can access that from your computer, and then you can then run it off of that, right? But again, I haven't added any here. I was just loading up the website to show you exactly what it looks like, right? And yeah, they've been using the old Neuro model, which I do think is interesting, because whenever you look further into stuff like the GitHub page, which is what people have been kind of drawn to, the Project AIRI page, where they have a ton of plugins as well for it to be, kind of playing stuff on here as well. And again, it is interesting. They have a lot of pages here.
It's pretty interesting.
And they essentially have in the first line of
I can see it being fun to explore.
Which I think is also very interesting. We wish a better virtual humanoid could live with us. Here we are aiming to build a character interactive system like the one that powers up the famous AI VTuber Neurosama.
Do they really have to like invoke her name constantly? It just feels like you're just piggybacking off of her. Like, I mean, I know that's like a common tactic to do. Like, if you're clearly competing in even a vague way with something that's already established, you have to do that. Sega did that. Like, Burger King did that. You know what I mean? But it just feels weird when it comes to this. You know what I mean? We're not talking about competing against a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate organization. You know what I mean? We're not talking about that, where it feels kind of like more out of this world, like not in our world kind of situation when it comes to these companies. But like, it's just some guy just doing his own thing. He just happened to like catch lightning in a bottle. I don't know. It's something weird about I feel about it. I can't really put my finger on it.
They literally mention Neurosama, and I'm pretty sure they link Neurosama.
Of course they do, man.
Which I think is crazy, right? I don't even.
If you want people to talk more about LeBron James, just mention Michael Jordan. That's basically what that is. If you want more people to talk about Michael Jordan, one of the best ways to do it now is just to mention LeBron James. Straight up. Like, it is, even if those responses are just people pissed off you brought him up. Even if you make Skip Bayless come out of the shadows to start talking about fourth quarter missed free throws. That's the best way to do it.
Does this even link to the correct? Does it just link to nowhere? Did they get the link wrong? I think they did. But yeah, essentially that is a thing that has come up, and there's also a whole page for it, which again,
that's a cute illustration.
I definitely want to look into it further and actually use it fully, because I haven't actually used the kind of Gemini features on it. But again,
here's the fire flower.
Put it in their Twitter kind of bio here. Self-hosted, you owned.
I want to see
Grok Companion, a container of souls of.
I want to see example. I want to see it moving.
To bring
doing his thing.
I want
to see the AIRI model specifically.
They're saying wishing to achieve Neurosama's altitude. So like they're literally mentioning Neurosama by name here, which I think is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
Think about it, because you know, if it is like one of these things where they're just like, oh, it's
because
AI,
the advantage of doing that is that it does boost your like what you're doing in the algorithm, right? It does gain attention, but the bad thing is like you give yourself massive expectations, like that you have to fulfill almost unfairly so. You know what I mean? Because you're basic, like you have to at least be like, and it's not fair, but you have to at least be as good, right? As like maybe or at least relatively close to it on release, or you're just gonna jam yourself to oblivion. You know what I mean? It's like, what's a good example? I don't know. It's probably not a good example. I don't really have a good example right now. I was gonna say Pal World Pokemon, but that's not really a good example.
Companion VTuber or whatever, sure, whatever. But they're literally saying like, hey, we want to be like Neurosama. Like this is why we made it, because of Neurosama. Like they're literally
at a certain point, you gotta like separate yourself from Neurosama and like do your own thing. And I think more people will respect you for it, even if it isn't up to snuff on release. And I think like mentioning it once or twice just to boost like engagement is, I get that, I understand it, but like at a certain point it just seems like you're just piggybacking off of what someone else's success is in order to create your own, and that's gonna give you a more negative like impression to the people you're trying to gravitate towards you more than anything else.
Mentioning it by name in all of these kind of like descriptions and whatever, and they're making it very, very clear that this is inspired by her, and
very
inspired
clear.
by, you know, what Vito is doing, which I think is very interesting.
Inspire
right?
is fine. Inspiring is fine.
This is, yeah, I don't know, because again, obviously as well, the default model that they use on this webpage is the Neurosama model, which I do think is pretty interesting too. Now, obviously, as I said, this is the VTube Studio model. This isn't owned by Neurosama, so anybody can use it. So
yeah, but it's associated with Neuro, dude. Everyone knows like the game here. Like no one's being fooled. They didn't have to use this model. They could use any other free model, bro. Like I get it, dude. Like what the heck? Maybe the people who made this are like secret swarm members. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys have like double agents in your midst. You know, maybe you snuff them out. I don't know.
He tries to like say, oh, you know, this could be copyright or whatever. It's not, because it's a publicly used model. That's how Neurosama got started, right?
How'd you get jammed? I went through all of that already.
Obviously, Annie made, which is obviously based off of this model, which you know, I'm pretty sure that can be copyrighted, because again, it's a completely different model with like his different art style and whatever. But again, just to kind of make that clear, right? But it is interesting, right? Because
significantly
it seems like this company is
too,
or a company or person or whoever's behind it. I'm not even saying it's a company, but again, it seems that whoever is behind it is very clearly inspired by Neurosama and is very clearly wanting to have some kind of connection or trying to build this based off of her, which I do think obviously is pretty interesting for a lot of people to look at, right? Now, of course, there's been some people arguing, especially on some of the posts and like the quote retweets and stuff like this, saying like, oh, Neurosama is better or whatever, which I do think is interesting.
I mean, to be fair, this is what you kind of ask for when you spam Neurosama's name in comparisons like that. You're gonna get people who come through, who are gonna come through and be very overprotective, I would say, in their comments. Obviously, I think they could calm down. I don't think it's necessary, but still, this is one of the dangers by harping on her name too much to promote your product. And yours not even released yet. Unless I'm missing something here, it's probably guaranteed not to be on the same level yet, all things considered. I don't know how long they've been developing this though, so there's also that.
So yeah, a lot of people saying PC and Android bros are getting open source Neurosama before we get Annie. X is asleep at the wheel with their companion project.
Annie?
Elon do something. Saying, and the guy that said said that it needs a full operative PC master race to run a whole Live 2D VTube Studio open air camera control 4K to run it.
Wait, you need what? You need this locally in order to... No, bro. See, you already failed me. I'm already out.
Which, yeah, obviously is pretty interesting.
Why is Smash trending here? Like,
why? It's so over for turbo artists. You know, obviously you got fucking bonsai buddy
Stupid.
there
Oh
as
my
well.
God.
They say,
Stop.
the promise of bonsai buddy is finally revealed.
Stop.
Which I do think is pretty funny, considering if you guys know what bonsai buddy is. You know, some people have been saying stuff like this. Neuro at least has a soul and is not a boring AI companion.
Oh my God, bro. Like, don't get mad at me, Storm. I hate it when people say that like that, man. Like, you sound parasocial, bro. But if you're not saying like the literal sense, obviously, I get what you mean, but like, I mean, to be fair, they kind of deserve this. Like, you keep on putting Neuro's name in your mouth, this is what you're gonna get.
Which again, some people, you know, have kind of brought up as well. I don't think at the end of the day this is going to necessarily replace Neurosama,
It's not.
as some people have been speculating or been trying to say.
Not even
Because
remotely.
Neurosama, as I said, has this kind of human element to it, where essentially Vidal has worked on it. He's collaborated with a lot of VTubers in the space, and I think there is a complete difference between this.
Speaking of
and,
competitive
AIRI,
AI, how's Grok doing?
Has more of a, I don't know how to describe it.
Does Grok still have
It's
beef
more
with
of
Neuro?
like a
I'm so
chatbot,
curious
right?
about that.
It's more of a chatbot that is more private, and although you could stream with it, I feel like someone using...
Stop it. What did you say? Am I crazy? Does he look like a British Shadow Temple? I'm telling on you. I'm telling you said that.
this to stream, it just wouldn't get the same kind of popularity or the same kind of...
what is it, the hair?
Describe it, like
what is it,
the
dude?
kind of traction Neurosama has gotten, because again, you know, you got the hard work behind that Vidal has done and shown a lot of times on stream, right? Which I think people care about much more than somebody obviously trying to essentially slop out a VTuber, you know, because they have access to Project AIRI. But again, I do think it is an interesting one for like an AI companion or whatever. As I said before in the last video, it is a little bit worrying that this is becoming more of a thing now, and that people can actually access this kind of thing. And what does it say for?
I mean, more of a thing. It's just one, right? Like, I don't know if it's more of a thing, but maybe this is the beginning, right? This probably feels more like a beginning than like some type of like AI apocalypse scenario, right?
And total, and you know, people starting to use stuff like this as like a replacement for a friend. I think that's going to be very, very sad to see in the future. It seems like it's already becoming...
It's happening now. What do you mean?
A thing. But again, it does seem like a lot of people have been behind this, and a lot of the comments in the last video...
I mean, if in this world, man, people trying to cancel you constantly on social media for saying things they don't like, man, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm shocked it took this long for people to want AI companions. Like, straight up.
Seem to be pretty positive about it. A lot of people are saying, let's see, you know, and obviously, you know, the old saying is, you know, competition just kind of, you know, breeds growth, right?
I want one now. Now I want one. I want an AI companion now too, to console me when I eventually lose my channel.
It means that obviously with AIRI getting better, surely Neuro will get better as well. And I think that obviously it will mean that both of them will get pretty big, right? But again, we'll have to see how this grows, how people use it, and whether people use it on streams or not, because currently it seems like this is more of a...
There's already
like
a blue-haired PC stream companion. Her name is Miku.
You know, with themselves.
So many digital companion of her.
And again, as I said, I will try
and,
you know, I'll sit down and, you know, figure out
I can
how
see
it works
beyond the horizon.
Especially locally on a computer. Because,
Miku.
again, I do think it will be interesting to see exactly what actually goes on behind the scenes with this, and how this can really... you know, change things. I don't know if it will, but we'll have to see, right? But yeah, I mean, that's essentially all there is.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to give some extra context behind that, because I did think it was interesting that they do mention Neurosama in pretty much every single facet of their description. Which again, obviously, I'm sure that is partially as well to do with trying to, I guess, latch on to the hype of Neurosama. Neurosama has gotten
I mean, honestly, part of it is like, don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I mean? So like, you can't be too mad at that. But it does put a lot of pressure on unnecessary pressure in a sense, like a double-edged sword, to really deliver. If you're trying to like compete with or even gain some, you know, traffic from the Swarm, right? Because they have high expectations at this point, right? So, but yeah, this is a good video. Thank you for letting me know about about this update. I really appreciate it. Calm down, James. LOL. What did I do? I did nothing wrong. What did I say? This could either help her or make her channel fail, because it could either draw people to her channel or make people tired of her. Are you talking about Neurosama? Nah, I don't think it'll make people tired of her. I think that's highly unlikely to happen. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm going to leave for now, but if you got any more comments regarding this, let me know. Follow more Kazahana. VTuber CNN is what I always call them. And take care of yourself, and as always, stay jamming.